Hey there, let's talk about a few simple steps that help you become a pro artist. Let's talk about a step that's often skipped but makes a world of a difference, and that's priming your canvas. If you've ever had paint dry weirdly, or soaking too fast in your canvas, or just not behave how you wanted, chances are that you have skipped your priming. But don't worry though, I've got you covered today. So let's break it down. So, priming is the process of preparing your canvas with a layer of gesso or any other primer to make it ready for painting. Think of it like putting on a good base coat of makeup or prepping a wall before painting it. It's all about creating the right surface to work on. Alright, let's get into why priming is so important. First off, it protects your canvas. Raw canvas is super absorbent, and if you paint directly on it, the paint soaks in very unevenly. This can weaken your colors and make your artwork age poorly over time. Here's another biggie. Paint behaves so much better on primed canvas. On raw canvas, the paint grabs unevenly and dries too quickly. But on a primed canvas, it glides like butter. Your brush strokes like smoother, they look softer, they blend in easier, and your layers build up beautifully. Let me tell you a little secret. Priming saves you money. If you've painting or unprimed canvas, the paint sinks in like a sponge and you end up using way more than you need to. But on a primed canvas, a little paint goes a long way. It's like painting on a smooth, even a playground instead of a sandpit. Okay, here's how you do it. Grab some gesso, apply a thin layer evenly across the canvas and let it dry. For extra smoothness, you can lightly sand it between coats and add a second layer. Don't overthink it, it's easier than it sounds and it makes a huge difference to your painting. The second is an underpainting light wash will enhance your painting to the next level. Let's talk about a simple but powerful step that can totally transform your painting. Starting with an underpainting using a light wash. If you're new to this, don't worry, I'll break it down for you. An underpainting is a light, thin layer of paint you apply to your canvas before you start adding details. It's like giving your canvas a soft base coat to work on instead of that intimidating stark white. It unifies your canvas and helps set the tone of mood of your painting. Second, it acts like a roadmap, helping you figure out your composition and values, your lights and your darks very early on in the painting stage. Lastly, it gives your painting extra depth and richness, especially when the colors layer over it. Having a toned base makes your colors look really bold. You're not overthinking every stroke or worrying about leaving blank spots. You just dive in and enjoy the process. Look, at the end of the day, art is about experimenting and finding what works best for you. But if you've never tried starting with an underpainting, I really encourage you to give it a go. Whether you're working with acrylics or oils or even watercolors, it's a simple trick that can give you your work a really professional look, polished feel right from the start. So, next time you're starting a painting or staring at a blank canvas, remember don't skip the wash. It might be the best decision you make before you get into the fun stuff. Third is blocking in your colors. If you've ever felt lost while painting or unsure about where to start, blocking in your colors is a lifesaver you didn't know you needed. Trust me, it'll simplify the process and take your artwork to the next level. So, what does blocking in even mean? It's a process of laying down big flat areas of color to map out your painting before getting into any details. Think of it as sketching with colors. It's rough, it's loose, and it's all about creating a foundation to build on. Blocking in is also a great way to see how your colors interact. You can test your color harmony and make sure everything works together. For example, if you're painting a sunset, you can block in broad strokes of orange, pink, and blue to see if the tones feel right before layering in the fine details. Here's a fun secret. Blocking in colors give you a huge confidence boost. You're no longer staring at a blank canvas wondering where to start. You've got the basics down, and from there, it's all about refining and adding your own flair. I used to skip blocking in when I started painting, thinking it was a sheer waste of time. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. My early paintings were very chaotic because I jumped straight into the details without thinking about the bigger picture. But once I started blocking in colors, my paintings felt more cohesive and intentional. Here's a tip: don't stress about getting the colors perfect at this stage. Blocking in is about rough shapes and tones, not precision. Use a big brush and keep it loose. You'll thank yourself later when everything comes together. So, if you're not already blocking in colors, I challenge you to try it in your next painting. It's simple, it's effective, and will save you so much time and energy. Plus, it makes the whole process way less intimidating. The last step to becoming a pro artist is a fine detail in your painting. So you've worked hard on your painting. You've blocked in the colors, layered the textures, and everything looks pretty solid. But here's the thing: what really sets your artwork apart as a professional are the fine details. Today, I'm going to talk about why fine detailing is the last step, but arguably the most important step to take your painting from good to wow worthy. Alright, let's get real. Fine details are what makes a painting feel alive. They're the tiny highlights, subtle textures, and sharp edges that add depth and realism, or sometimes a bit of magic. It's like the difference between a flat, lifeless image and one that pops off the canvas. Think about it: fine details are where the story of your painting lives. It's in the veins of a leaf, the sparkle in an eye, or the soft glow of lighting hitting a surface. These little elements might seem small, but they're what keeps people looking at your work longer. They're what makes them say, wow, how did they even do that? Or how did they even achieve that effect? And it's not just about making things look realistic. Even in abstract or stylized art, details bring cohesion. Maybe it's adding intentional brushstrokes to guide the eye or playing with texture to create interest. The details are what makes your painting feel complete and intentional. Hey, the key though is that you should not rush it. Fine detailing isn't about frantically fixing things at the last minute. It's about slowing down, observing your painting, and asking, what does this piece need to really shine? It might be a highlight here, a shadow there, or even a softening in edge. Now, let's talk about some tools. For detailing, I usually go for a tiny round brush or a liner brush. Don't limit yourself. Sometimes I use the edge of a palette knife or even a toothpick for super sharp lines. Experiment and find what works for you. So, the next time you're finishing a painting, don't skip on the fine details. They are what makes your artwork stand out and show the world that you've poured into your heart in every brushstroke of your painting. I hope this inspires you to slow down and enjoy the final touches. Let me know in the comments how you approach fine detailing in your art. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more tips like this. Until next time, happy painting, and remember, the magic is in the details.